We've all heard the claim. Nearly 80% of our oceans remain unexplored, and that we actually know more about the surface of Mars than the very depths of our own seas. But here is a question that often goes unasked: do we even fully understand what exists here on land, right alongside us? Because scattered across the Earth are objects and structures that simply shouldn't be here. Artifacts that existed long before written history. Constructions so advanced that even modern machines would struggle to replicate them. Tools crafted without metal by societies that never even developed writing. These objects are very real and tangible, undeniable, and yet their creators, their purpose, even their very existence defy modern science. What follows are 7 genuine discoveries that science has yet to explain. And just to be clear, this is not fiction. Everything you're about to hear is real. The Voynich Manuscript inside a quiet corner of Yale University's library, locked away behind glass, rests a book that has left some of the brightest minds baffled for over a century. Known as the Voynich Manuscript, it first surfaced in the early 1900s. Page after page is filled with drawings of plants that exist nowhere on Earth, strange symbols no one has ever deciphered, and an elegant flowing script written in a language that has never been spoken by any known civilization. Codebreakers from the US military, expert cryptographers, historians, even advanced AI all have tried and failed to make sense of it. Some argue it's the work of a long-lost culture. Others insist it might be an elaborate ancient hoax. But here's the part that makes it truly unsettling. Whoever wrote it knew exactly what they were doing. The symbols repeat in patterns that mimic real languages. The structure has logic. It's not random nonsense. It's a system of communication, just one we cannot translate. The Antikythera Mechanism in 1901, a group of sponge divers searching the crystal blue waters off the coast of Greece, stumbled upon something unexpected: the remains of an ancient Roman shipwreck. Scattered across the seafloor were shattered amphorae and corroded coins. But among the debris, they hauled up a strange lump of bronze, encrusted with wood and coral. At first glance, it looked like nothing more than worthless sea scrap. But as archaeologists carefully cleaned it, a revelation emerged. Hidden within the corroded mass were gears, real, finely crafted gears, complex, interlocking, and engineered with astonishing precision. This wasn't a sculpture, it wasn't art, it was a device. That artifact became known as the Antikythera Mechanism, a 2,000-year-old machine designed to chart the movements of the planets and stars, forecast eclipses, and track lunar cycles. In other words, it was an ancient computer. It's not a product of the 19th century, not a Renaissance invention, but a creation of classical Greece, long before anyone believed such technology was even conceivable. And here is the part that still leaves scientists stunned. No other device approaching this level of sophistication would appear again for over 1,000 years. Imagine uncovering a modern smartwatch buried in a Bronze Age settlement. That's the scale of the mystery. So who engineered it? Where did such advanced knowledge originate? And if they could build a machine this extraordinary, what other marvels have been lost to history? The Baltic Sea Anomaly in 2011, a Swedish team of divers was scanning the floor of the Baltic Sea when their sonar revealed something unusual. It showed what looked like a massive circular structure, nearly 60 meters across, perfectly round, with sharp edges, a sloping ramp, and even what appeared to be carved steps along its side. At first, they suspected a shipwreck. But ships don't form flawless circles or perfectly straight angles. The strange shape looked more like something from another world. When divers descended to inspect it firsthand, the mystery deepened. Their lights began to flicker, radios cut out, compasses spun wildly. One diver even blacked out. Others reported that the silence beneath the waves felt unnatural, as if the sea itself had fallen still. Skeptics dismissed it as a natural rock formation. But no known rock interferes with electronics that way, and no natural process produces such precision. To this day, the anomaly remains resting on the seabed, unexplained, untouched and waiting. High in the Peruvian Andes, just beyond the ancient city of Cusco, stands a wall unlike anything else on Earth. It's not towering, it's not decorative, but its construction defies logic. The wall is made of enormous stone blocks. Some are the size of cars, Others weigh as much as small aircraft. Yet they fit together with such flawless precision that not even the thinnest blade can slip between them. There is no mortar, no cement, just massive stones interlocked like pieces of a three-dimensional puzzle, cut with perfect curves, angles, and corners. And here's what leaves archaeologists stunned. This masterpiece was built by the Inca civilization, a culture that had no iron tools, no wheels, and not even a written language. By all accounts, they were a Stone Age society. Yet this wall behaves like a work of futuristic engineering. It has withstood centuries of powerful quakes that reduce surrounding buildings to rubble, yet the wall never cracked. Modern engineers, armed with cranes, lasers, and advanced computer modeling, still struggle to replicate such precision. But the Incas carved and moved these massive stones with nothing more than stone tools and human strength. Why did they achieve this? Why was it built this way? Some suggest it wasn't simply engineering. It was knowledge passed down from something, or someone, far beyond their time. The Patomskiy Crater. Hidden deep within the remote forests of eastern Siberia stands a peculiar formation that animals instinctively avoid. The locals call it the fire eagle's nest. It's an enormous cone-shaped mound of stone, rising more than 130 feet high. And at its peak rests a smooth, dome-like cap that looks disturbingly unnatural. The land around it bears scars, charred soil, and shattered limestone scattered, as though some colossal blast once tore through the ground. Yet here's the mystery. There are no volcanoes in this area, no signs of a meteor strike. Nothing in known geology explains why this structure exists. Stranger still are the phenomena reported nearby. Compasses spin erratically. GPS devices lose all signal. Trees grow twisted and contorted, as though pulled in unnatural directions. Birds refuse to land. Animals won't cross the area at all. It's as if every living thing senses a warning to stay away. Some scientists theorize it was the result of a massive underground explosion, perhaps something like the Tunguska event. Others argue it isn't natural at all, that it might have been built or worse, that it's artificial, but not of human origin. Multiple expeditions have tried to probe its secrets, but all have ended the same way. Equipment fails, drills snap, and researchers fall mysteriously ill, so the place itself is rejecting them. Local legends say the crater is cursed. Others whisper that something is buried deep within it, something we were never meant to uncover. And some even fear that whatever it is, it might not be dead. Mount Baigong pipes. In the barren deserts of western China, near the edge of a long-dried salt lake, lies a mountain that has baffled scientists for decades. Protruding from its rocky surface are strange metallic pipes, not random debris, but actual pipe-like structures embedded deep within solid stone. Some extend into the mountain itself, while others descend straight into the lake bed, as if they're linked to something hidden far below. When samples were tested, the results defied belief. The pipes were dated to over 150,000 years old, time long before humans had cities, agriculture, or even the simplest tools. According to everything we know about history, no advanced technology should have existed. Yet these pipes appear deliberately designed. Some sections connect with clean, T-shaped joints. Others branch like a network of plumbing, resembling a modern infrastructure system. The material itself is just a stranger mix of metals that don't naturally occur together. Even more unsettling, certain pipes show signs of being fused with heat, as though they'd been welded, an ability humanity shouldn't have had at that time. Eventually, Chinese authorities sent experts to study the site. Their official conclusion? That the pipes were nothing more than fossilized tree roots that had absorbed minerals over time. But that explanation doesn't hold up. Roots don't form into perfect cylinders. They don't interconnect like machinery. They certainly don't weld themselves together. So the questions remain. Who placed them here? What purpose did they serve? And why would an advanced system be built in the middle of nowhere, tens of thousands of years before civilization even began?